Hello there. I decided to use as a background a place that I know that is dear to your heart, even if it is a place that you're not so often able to attend these days. I take it that you heard already that earlier this week our council decided to temporarily suspend our in-person worship services for 3 weeks, and that's in concert with our state's 3-week Pause to Save Lives order. And I thought it might be good to touch base with you about what this means for us as a congregation as we head into Thanksgiving and into the season of Advent. Now, I agree with the administrative committee and the council that right now this is what we need to do as a congregation and as a responsible part of our community. It shows that we care enough about the health of our community and our congregation, and that we care about our overtaxed healthcare workers and our overburdened healthcare system. And it respects government authority, and it places us in solidarity with all those who are doing whatever they can, or in some cases what they must, to participate in this shared effort. And it evidences that we are called to be a witness to the sacrificial love of Jesus Christ. And at this time, this unique time, this is how we are now sacrificially bearing witness to that love for one another. It's also our belief that it is possible to be the church even if we do not gather on Sunday mornings, as hard as that is. And so it's a sacrificial decision, yes, but one that I believe we can manage together as a congregation. And now at this point, it is for 3 weeks. And of course, we don't know what the conditions will be like or what directives from the state will follow or what over time our council, what our schools or council will need to do or decide. But we need already to not be, at this point, too overly optimistic about what the rest of December might end up bringing. But for now, anyway, we'll be live streaming only for the next 3 Sundays. But let's admit it, this whole situation evokes a lot of different emotions from everyone. Some would say that they saw this coming. Others are surprised. Some may be angry, understandably so. Others are relieved, understandably so. But in any case, I think it is at least fair for us to say that for all of us, there is some grief in this loss of congregational life. I mean, it's already been a terribly long 8 months, and here we are at this point, still now, not meeting for the next 3 weeks. And it's hard. I mean, it's surely possible for us to be the church without gathering on Sunday mornings. But let's admit it's a hard sacrifice to have to make, and it's still to be affirmed that we are meant to worship together and that we do expect that we will be able to do so again in full at some point in time. We just don't know when. And so it's hard. And it's hard for all of us. Of what we've lost as a community and what we'd like to have as a congregation. But as we make this sacrifice, and as we go forward, loving our neighbors as ourselves and our community as best we can, what we can do is we can still rely upon one another and to be that vibrant, loving community of faith that characterizes Second Church, caring for one another, making contacts as we can, send a card, make a phone call, do what little contact and caring we can do in little ways, even if we can't do so in the usual larger ways that we so much enjoy. And while we are physically distanced, I have great faith that as a congregation we can, nonetheless, get through this together. So here's some of what we are planning and what we will do in the immediate future. 1, we will still live stream our Sunday morning worship service here from our sanctuary for each of the coming 3 Sundays. Even though these pews will be empty, our hearts and our homes can still be filled with our physically distanced but shared worship. So join us here, live on Sunday mornings at 9:30 from your padded pews at home. And two, if you know of someone in the congregation, or if you are having some difficulty in accessing a live streamed option or so, give me or someone in the church a call, and we'd do what we can to see if we could be of some help. And three, you know already there's no Thanksgiving Day service here this year, but in the next day or two, see if you might grab a 10 or a 20-second video clip of something you're thankful for and send it on to me, either later today or tomorrow or Saturday, and I'll see if I can string them together for us to watch. And then on Wednesday of next week, we'll send this out to the congregation, the video, for everyone to watch, and we'll also put in there some resources for family at home Thanksgiving and Advent devotion. So look for that next Wednesday. And we'll also be doing a little bit decorating here at church for our Thanksgiving service this Sunday and for the following Sundays in Advent, so that when you come to worship online, the sanctuary will look at least a bit like you'd like it to look for the season. And finally, as a staff, we'd like to be serving you as best we can. As elders, we'd like to serve you as best we can, as service deacons also. And so we'll be working together, and as we do so, we covet your prayers. The council and the church staff are, all of us, united and thankful for all your willingness to make these temporary sacrifices that we didn't ever imagine we'd be in a position to have to be making. So I pray you'll experience God's peace, God's shalom, and that you'll also in this season practice gratitude, and by God's provisions you may be able to remain healthy. And so, friends of Jesus, the peace of Christ be within your heart and your home, and we'll speak again soon.